Hey guys, have you faced these situations in an interview? Then this video is just for you. Stay back and watch the tips that I gave to boost your confidence and crack the toughest interviews ever. ഇവരൊക്കെന്താ ഓക്സ്ഫോർഡ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ പഠിച്ചിറങ്ങിയതാണ്. ഈ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടൂല. വീട്ടിൽ പോവാം. അവളെ കാണാൻ എന്ത് ഭംഗിയാ. ഈ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ അവൾ കൊണ്ടു. വീട്ടിൽ പോവാം. അവിടെ ചെന്ന് ഇനി എന്തൊക്കെയാണാവോ ചോദിക്കാൻ പോണത്, ഒന്നും ഓർമ്മയില്ല. ഇന്നത്തെ പത്രവും വായിച്ചില്ല, ഇതും പോയി. ഹലോ, അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം ഞാൻ ഇട്ട കുറച്ച് ക്ലിപ്പിങ്സ് നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും കണ്ടു എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പം ഒന്നുമല്ല, നമ്മുടെ ലൈഫിൽ ഒരു ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തപ്പോഴോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ഡിസ്കഷനിൽ പോയപ്പോഴോ ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്ത കുറച്ച് രസകരമായ സിറ്റുവേഷൻസാണ് ആദ്യത്തെ കുറച്ച് ക്ലിപ്പിങ്സിൽ കാണിച്ചത്. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്ത ഏതൊരു വ്യക്തിയും ലൈഫിൽ ഇതിലേതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷനെങ്കിലും ഫേസ് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടാവില്ല. അപ്പം എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഫീലിംഗ് വന്നു എന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ചിന്തിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ? ഒന്നുമില്ല, നമുക്ക് നമ്മളിൽ ഒരു ചെറിയ കോൺഫിഡൻസിൻ്റെ കുറവുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അല്ലാതെ കമ്പനിയുടെ കുറ്റമോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ വന്നവരൊക്കെ മിടുക്കന്മാരും മിടുക്കികളും ആയതുകൊണ്ട് മാത്രമല്ല. ചിലപ്പോൾ അവരിലും നല്ല കഴിവുകൾ നമുക്കുണ്ടാവും. പക്ഷേ നമുക്ക് നമ്മളിലൊരു കോൺഫിഡൻസിൻ്റെ ചെറിയൊരു കുറവ് കാരണമായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ അതിലൊന്നും വിജയിക്കാതെ പോയത്. അപ്പം ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ എങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സെൽഫ് കോൺഫിഡൻസ് ബൂസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഒരു കിടിലൻ ജോലി സമ്പാദിക്കാം എന്ന് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. അപ്പം അതിനായിട്ട് ഞാൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ആയിരിക്കും, കാരണം മലയാളികളല്ലാത്തവർക്കും മനസ്സിലാക്കാമല്ലോ എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ടാണ്. എൻ്റെ ലൈഫിൽ ഞാൻ പഠിച്ച കുറച്ച് ടിപ്സാണ് ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പോകുന്നത്. Hope you will feel it beneficial. So this is Akhila Vibindas and you are watching Aku's Fun Zone. So welcome back to Aku's Fun Zone, and today's topic is boosting self-confidence and cracking interviews in a beautiful way. So coming to the topic, this is the first point. The first point in boosting self-confidence is simple and clear, which is to leave behind negativity and negative people. So self-confidence, the word itself is very positive. You have to just leave behind people who are creating negative energy, whether it be your co-worker, whether it be your family member, or maybe your friends. There are so many people who are just living their lives, just look into others' life or create any havoc, or just being envious and jealous. So just leave behind such kind of people, because when negative energy increases, you try to get into a shell where you close all your talents or all your whatever positive things in you. You just close it and keep it in a box aside, and that actually hinders your confidence. You tend to lose your confidence in yourself. When some persons say that you don't look good, you're fat, or you're thin, or your language is not good, or anything, people keep on saying negative things to you, you tend to lose your confidence. So the thing is that you can't cut off these people so fast from your life, but then just don't give your ears to such kind of negative comments. Let them tell. They'll keep on telling, and at a point of time they'll just stop telling it. And just try avoiding such kind of people. Maybe at this particular time it might be difficult, but in your future that is going to really benefit you. So the first point is leave away negativity and embrace positivity. So positivity is going to boost up your confidence. So leave negativity, boost your positivity. So you are leaving your negativity behind, and you're going to the second point. The next point is try loving yourself. So how many of you go to the mirror and say that I love you, you look beautiful, wow, such a great dress? None of you, right? You just go to your mirrors and you say that I got a pimple out here, why my hair is so messy, or why I look fat, or why I look thin, right? You always find mistakes in you. Why I can't speak English like her, right? You always compare yourself with others. But the thing is that you are beyond all this. A few years back correctly, I was just around 32 kilos, and right now I'm around 70 kilos. So I have become fat. But then while I was 32 kilos and while I'm 70 kilos now, I'm the same. I'm not changed. So there is something beyond my body or my looks. That is my inner self. So try loving your inner self. When you get close and close and close to your inner self, you will find that you have so many talents within you, and you have hidden those talents in the years that was passing by, and just bring in those talents outside, and you will start loving yourself. And loving yourself is something which is, like you have in a snake and ladder, you have a ladder that goes directly to 100th position. Just similar to that, you start loving yourself, you reach confidence within few days, you can say, maybe few seconds. So try loving yourself, try loving your inner self, try identifying your strengths, leave behind your weaknesses. You might have so many weaknesses. Maybe you're not good at drawing, or maybe you're not good at singing, but you're good at writing poems, or you're good at speeches, whatever it is. Maybe you're good at cooking. So try finding your talents which you're good at it, and bring them out. So you'll start loving yourself. And that is the second point. Love yourself, know your strengths, and strengthen them. So you have identified your strengths, and then comes the third point, which is body language and communication skills. So this is where many people have confusion on how to improve your language, or how to improve your communication skills. So the thing is very simple. Any person, be it in India or anywhere where English is a mode of language, you learn English in your classes, smaller classes. So you know how to use that language. So the thing is that you just, maybe your grammar is not correct, or maybe your pronunciation is not correct. So just be confident while you speak. Whatever English you know, whatever language you know, just try convey it very confidently in any language you know. If you know English, it's not compulsory that you need to know English in its perfect grammar or tense or anything. You just need to know English to communicate your ideas to the person who will listen to you. So the thing is that you just need to always focus on being so confident in speaking. You never have to flicker. Some people say I don't know English. It's okay. So the other person, whoever is listening to you, should understand what you say. That is the only requirement of communication. The other person who is, for example, the interviewer, or the other person who is conducting a group discussion, he should understand what you are trying to convey. So that is the only thing that is required for communication skills. And then you have body language. Body language is that the way you speak, or the way you look into a person's eyes really counts a lot. If you look, if I speak to you like this, will it be good? No one is going to hear your conversation. Just give proper eye contact to your interviewer, to any person you speak to in your life. Just look into their eyes, and body language really matters. And don't always keep your hands folded. Just make them free. Just do whatever actions that comes out from your, it comes automatically with your words. So that is showing a confident person, right? If you see a person who is speaking so confidently, looking into your eyes, you'll just listen to him. You'll just fall in love to him. So body language and communication skills, both are necessary. It doesn't matter that you need to know grammatically correct English. Not the point. No need of grammatically correct English. Just the thing that you should know how to convert your ideas into the particular language that you are using. Be it grammar error or pronunciation problems, leave it. Just speak confidently in any language you can, and then have a proper body language. You are starting to maintain an eye contact, right? And your body language should improve. Next is the fourth point, which is have ample knowledge in whatever subject you are going to get interviewed on, and be prepared. So what is the importance of knowledge, right? Many people ask why I don't know anything, but still I have gotten my interviews cleared. But still, it's based on the interviewer who is going to interview you. If it is an IT company, or if you are applying for a software engineering job, or else if you're going for a bank job, or else you're going for any technical jobs, you just need to have basic knowledge of whatever field you're going to work on, because there are chances of interviewers asking about whatever you have learned, or the basics of your the stream where you are trained in. So always have basic knowledge on whatever you have studied, or whatever job that you have applied for. And also be prepared, and preparation is a really inevitable thing. You have to be prepared the previous day of your interview itself. Create a checklist on whatever documents you need, your certificates, your degree certificates, your experience certificates, your resumes, and anything whatever an interviewer will be asking you during the interview. Just because, for example, you have missed any of your document and that is asked by an interviewer, on the spot you lose your confidence, you get a panic attack. Oh, I forgot that, and what is going to happen? Oh, I forgot my resume now, how will I get my job? So there are so many problems if you're not prepared well. And then always carry a few passport size photos, a pen, which is which might be required during an interview. So always be prepared while you go for an interview. And also choose the right clothes. Whatever clothes you're comfortable in, wear the same, because you always wear a salwar kameez or a chudidar. Wear the same. Maybe for an interview you go for a sari, or you go for a jeans or top or something, and you're not comfortable in it, there your confidence level will sure go down. Because if you're not properly dressed, you feel like, oh my god, the sari is not properly pinned or something, you lose your confidence. Your concentration to the interview will also be affected. So always wear proper dresses, be prepared, and have knowledge on whatever subject or whatever job that you are going to apply for. So now you're prepared and you have learned about your job and the subject that is related to your job, and you're well dressed. Now the fifth point is here, which is the most important, which is presentable. Be presentable. So you have all these 4 points covered and everything is perfect, but if you don't feel presentable, you're not going to get the job. So what does being presentable means? The thing is that always wear a smile. A smile costs you nothing, but a smile, when someone else sees it, costs you a lot, because a smile can do wonders. For example, if an interviewer, he just calls you, and you just come in and give a beautiful smile. Maybe if you are not knowledgeable, or if you are not looking good, or if you are not having your documents, just because of the smile you have a chance of winning the job. Because the person needs, in any job right now, you have customer interaction, you have company level interactions wherein you have to deal with so many people. A smile really really allows us to deal with the person so beautifully. Any person who's just going to burst on you with anger, just give them a smile and a calm look, it's going to get solved. So smile really can do wonders. So you have to be always presentable. So whatever you are prepared, or whatever you have learned, present it in a very beautiful and calm way. Just don't be always panic attacked, or always very nervous. Always have that flickering kind of things, right? You either have a pen in your hand and you keep on clicking it, or else you shake your legs, or else you close your hands, or else whatever negative things that withdraw you from being yourself. So that all matters, the presentable feeling of yourself. So always have a neat look. You very amused and cool and so that even he doesn't even ask you more questions, because just by your cool nature he'll feel that you are going to be asset to the topic you get. Be presentable, speak about it confidently. So these were the simple tips that I found it beneficial for boosting my self-confidence. I hope the same has helped you guys too. So keep watching my channel for more videos, and do tell me your comments and suggestions in the comment box, and subscribe my channel just by clicking the bell icon. And keep smiling always, stay positive, love yourself, and just boost up your self-confidence and crack the toughest interviews that are coming. And all the very best for all your future ventures, and I hope this video has helped you in boosting your self-confidence. So keep smiling, and thank you so much for watching. So till the next video, this is Akhila Vibinda signing out. Bye bye.